I don't profess to being exactly godlike in this game. As a matter of fact, I know I'm not. I get jittery like everybody else. Now these little guys here, they won't do much until they get close and then they'll explode. But what we're going to do is, one, collect whatever's in the hole in the wall. Is there anything inside? We found an old doll! Huzzah! And we're going to hit this button. It's a switch. I'm going to pull it. Now, we're going to wait until later on. That'll become very important to collecting our next starter. And here's another treasure chest. The grenade kit, another special item part, excuse me. Up.
Remember the first time you went on a dig, Mega Man?
I
wasn't used to being a spotter, and you ended up getting lost underground for 3 days.
You're horrible. What if he was claustrophobic?
Remember?
If he wasn't then, he is
lucky
now.
that Gramps came to help us. I don't know what I would have done if he hadn't been there.
Shocker, ice breaks. Anyways, we want to sit and let this break, and we're going to follow our conveyor belt. Because this thing is, I don't know if it's rusted or frozen, but whenever you try and open it, it won't open. It looks like it's, yeah, okay, it's rusted. So we're going to ride the walrus, just kind of wait, hang out. Actually, I'm going to go a little bit ahead of the curve and kill off these guys.
There's something there. It looks like some kind of compactor or something.
Alright. So, what's going to happen, well, if you haven't guessed already, is our rusted box is going to hit that thing and explode into a billion fragments. And wonderful, we have our next starter.
Did you find another
That's
starter?
2 for 3.
That's 2.
Hole in the wall. Is there anything inside? You found money! Alright, I'm not going to bother. Now, that door behind me, over yonder, leads back out onto the ground floor of the main area. So you can go back out that way and come around if you want. I just find that it saves time if you go this way. Another problem with that, now that I just remembered, is that if you don't go out and kind of reload the area, none of the ice comes back. But if you're kind of able to jump this without much problem, then you really don't need to. Alright. Now, in terms of length, this subgate's relatively short compared to the later ones we'll do. Let's go ahead and get our chest over here. Alright, spring set. Now that is a very important item that we will be using immediately upon completing this
dungeon.
dungeon.
Doesn't look like there are any big Reaver bots here.
Hole in the wall. An old bone. Now, the old bone, that really isn't a special item in itself, but will come in handy for a subquest later on down the line. Now, we're almost about done with this dungeon. It's always really short, but all we gotta do is hit these switches, because that sounds familiar, because there are 3 types of energy shields. And wunderbar, our last
That's it!
starter
Now
key.
you should be able to access the console.
Yep. That really concludes all of this area for just dungeon-wise and stuff like that. Now I'm going to take one quick look around just because I'm paranoid about missing a hole in the wall that might have something worthwhile in it. I doubt it, but you never know. Just save me time. Even if there is something I missed, I probably won't record it. Coming back, I'll just state in another video that I got it, and if I can show if it was a special item or a weapon, I'll just show off what it is and go from there. But otherwise, it's not that big of a deal. There are a lot of little things you can miss, because some of these dungeons are a little confusing, the layout, especially the Catalox Island. It gets to be a little bit confusing. So let's go ahead and get our refractor. I want to lower the shield. Be very, very cautious. Wait for it. All right.
Nothing's happening?
reduced range. Then again, after the last time, it didn't all fall to pieces until we turned around. So we're pretty well done here. That area up there we will be coming back towards here in a couple more, just a few minutes or so. We'll start from there. But for the moment, we're going to go back up to the surface. What that area is over to the left is the entrance to the Catalox ruins that connects every single subgate. So there's one in every subgate, and that's just that version. We'll come back to that later. But for now, let's go pay a visit to Roll, because we got goodies to make. So let's start the Roll. Of course, it'd be too easy, again. I wonder what we can use it for. Well, let's do some item development. Oh, yeah. You like that sound? That was a successful build. The grenade kit. It's not that useful. But this one, however, is very useful. Alright, so basically the grenade arm in itself isn't all that useful. I will switch to it just because it's something different than the splash mine. Yeah, there's not a whole lot that the splash mine's useful for after now. But we'll switch to the grenade arm. It does bounce, which makes it a little unpredictable, but it does come in handy for a couple situations. We're not going to bother enhancing anything yet, and otherwise, that's pretty well it. There's not a whole lot that I can have her do for the moment, so we're going to go ahead and talk to Data. No, not Roll. Data. Talk to Data and save our game. Been recording for about an hour or so, so I think I'm going to go ahead and take a break from here and get back to this here in a couple days. So let's go ahead and save. Probably the way it's going to happen is just for editing purposes. This video right now will end and then start right back up. That's usually how it goes. So we'll start here. We're not doing too bad for just time-wise for this. 1 hour 19 minutes. Not too bad. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get off of this, and we'll see you guys all later. All right, folks, and we're back with Let's Play Mega Man Legends. I was going to go through the subgate in Cordon Woods into the main Catalox Island dungeon, but I decided to go from a slightly different spot in Cordon Forest, but I'll eventually get to the same subgate, so let's go ahead and get that way. Leave Roll and Data behind. Now, there is one little part that we got from the subgate that I want to equip, and it's a very special part. It is the jump springs, which increases jumping ability significantly. I think it actually doubles the not the size, but the height that Mega Man can actually reach. Oh yes, that's much better. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to the original entrance to the Catalox Island dungeon set, where we had to rescue the junk shop owner. I'm not gonna lie, a little secret. I went into the subgate entrance to the Catalox Island dungeon, and I got lost. I couldn't remember where I was from it, and I always had better luck going from here. So here we are, back in the same place. I want to do a little exploring back where the old man was, so that we can go and go from there. There's just one little section I missed. We'll go ahead and avoid all these guys. They're particularly useless. So are the snakes and all this. We're going to go through here. Alright. We're going to go and avoid all of these guys. Whoop. Alright, they're trying to blow me up there. Now here we have a new enemy type. They are kind of fast, and as you see, they just shoot fireballs and kind of walk around awkwardly. Ow, ow. They're kind of an annoyance, but they're not too bad. don't know if you're getting this lag from what I'm showing, but it's lagging pretty bad on my end. Hopefully not. Alright, so here's a treasure chest. This is why I wanted to come back this way. We got the rapid fire. Yes, it is a Mega Buster part. I don't know why they specifically have this right here. It should be more effective if they were to attach it the first time you ever got one, which they did at way at the beginning dungeon, which is really weird. But the rapid fire should be just, yeah, it's another Buster part that we can put through. Just has my rapid go up, how much I can shoot per second, and all that jazz. Doesn't really matter. I like the setup I've got right now. Alright, so now that that's done, let's go back to the entrance of this dungeon. Avoid all of them, jump over them, and point out one good thing. Now that we can jump high, we can reach such ledges as this. Now, you can actually go through here. This is a door. It leads you back into a small sewer, which pops into the middle of the downtown area. I may use it eventually down the line, but right now it's kind of useless. So let's go through here. And try not to get lost. I know I am. Here is a breakable wall. However, we cannot break it yet. There's a specific weapon we're going to need down the line, which we won't get until, oh geez, good ways down the game. We won't even see the weapon parts for it yet. So there's nothing down there except to go ahead and jump up here, and there's no enemies except for that station guy. I'm pretty sure that they broadcast some signal that allows those walkers to shoot fireballs, I think. Now we're going to come to this area, which has a couple Zenny boxes that we can get into. I know I'm not going to find all the stuff that's down in here as soon as I get down here. One of these is a joke box, I remember. It's either this one or the one down at the other end. Well, this is the good one. Buster unit. Cool. I don't remember that. I think that's for a weapon called the Active Buster. I'm not sure. This is the joke box. Yep. But it is good for money. Alright, get that money there. I hear more chicken lockers downstairs. Let's go for that other chest. See, all these ledges, we couldn't have reached them if we'd come down here without the spring set. So essentially, if you're thinking like towards Mega Man X style, these are basically the air dash boots, in a way. There's a couple different ways we can go here. I think what I'm going to do... there's a bunch of different ways. I'm going to go this way for now. Let's see here. Okay. This is another entrance exit here. I believe this one goes into the Cardon Forest. I'm not entirely sure. I'm just filling out my map at this point. This episode is pretty well gonna be heavy with this stuff, unless it gets split into multiple episodes, which is entirely possible. Oh, that one had snakes in it. These motherfucking snakes off my motherfucking Mega Man. Oh yeah, these guys. They're a bit weird. They're not really dangerous if you don't get close to them. They just kind of jump into you. Otherwise, they're not too bad. Ah, holes in the wall. Let's stick our hands in the glory hole and find out what's inside. Always good to find money in a random hole. Alright, cool. Got some money. Ooh, 9,000 Zenny. That'll be handy. Yeah, right now, money's not too big of an issue. You don't really need a lot of it yet, but towards mid-game and definitely at the end of the game, we will need a lot of Zenny. And I'll probably be farming for it quite a bit just in order to pay for certain upgrades and parts. Alright, cool. Oh, yes, I was hoping I would find the rollerboard. That is a part of another armor set that we get, or another armor piece. And that one makes things a lot easier. Okay, now, if I remember correctly, this should lead into the Cordon subgate. It should be right up on that ledge where the elevator was. And that's exactly where it is. So that's, if anyone was wondering, that's what was up there. So there's the elevator we came down, there's where the refractor was. So let's go ahead and go back in, side of the main Catalogs dungeon. Yeah, you can always tell if it leads into like a sub-gate or something else is when it has a giant door like that, and it's usually a blue color. Alright, so we've pretty well covered this side. Let's go back to that main room. And let's see here. There's probably a couple things in here. There's this door